All right, we are live.
Hey, what is up, everybody? Welcome to another live stream here on the Odds Jam YouTube channel. We are your co-hosts for tonight's live stream. This is Andrew, aka the Parlay Duck, and Matt Jedi Modi. What is up, Matt? Happy New Year's, man.
Happy New Year. It's been a while. How are you? How's
Yeah,
life?
life is good, man. It's been busy. It's been busy. Just busy with the holidays. I had a week off of work a couple weeks ago,
Nice.
and just got to have some time to get my sanity back from grinding
Yeah.
my real job. So but it's been good, man. How was your holidays and stuff?
It was good. I was home, home at my parents for an extended period of time. Drove back with the puppers, so it was nice.
Very nice, nice.
Can't complain
So
yet.
yeah, man, 2023. So this is our
2023.
yeah, for the two of us at least, our first live stream back in the new year. It's sad that the NFL season's winding down, and
I know.
it's
It's
just a different
crazy.
feel, right? It's a different feel because some of the games are meaningless at this point. So a couple of them have had some meaning. So I guess jumping straight to our Sunday night football game. On one hand, I think on face value, you can be like, this looks like a potentially brutal, another, what's up, Jeffrey? Happy New Year, man. Another potential clunker of a primetime game. But you know what? At the very least, look, I think because of some earlier games today, the Steelers have something to play for. If I'm not mistaken, they have the slimmest of hope because the Jets lost. And then I think because the Patriots beat the Dolphins, I think the Steelers actually have like a
Oh,
single digit, like 7%
oh,
chance that they're like, I think a lot of scenarios have to happen. I think they have to win every game, tonight and next game.
yeah.
And then I think they need like a couple of scenarios to happen, but I think their chances just went from like 0.7% to like 1% to like 7%. So they actually have a real viable chance. Like,
There
I
we go.
mean,
Good for them.
outside chance. So I
Yeah.
kind of I kind of like that motivating factor. You have Tomlin and some slim sliver of hope. Sometimes that's enough for Tomlin to get his guys fired up.
I mean, listen, Tomlin has never had a losing season in his entire career as head coach
Yeah,
for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Never had a losing season. That's insane. That is madness. How long he's been there.
yeah,
And I think, I mean, after how they started, everyone was like, okay, well, now it's going to be the year. But what they've gotten themselves to like 6-8, I think, or I think they're 6-8 at this point. I know they've won 5 of their last 7.
yeah. I mean, yeah. And you're just from what you said, I'm surprised that like his record is like it's that long standing to have kind of a winning record like that. That's pretty remarkable
I know.
in a league like the NFL where it's pretty fickle. I mean, you can go from boom to bust in a blink of an eye from season to season. So
Yeah.
it's I know that there are a lot of haters about Tomlin saying he's kind of worn out and he's got nothing innovative, but at the same time it's hard to just stay winning, man. Good lord, look at like people who have like a hype train like the Broncos and you bring in someone like Nathaniel Hackett and look what happens. It's like
Yeah.
it could be a dumpster fire from the jump. So
Yeah. And I think a lot of that frustration is with the offensive coordinator who's like, because he's the one calling the plays. He's like, it's kind of like John Harbaugh, where he's almost like the CEO of the team and he kind of just like runs the team, but he leaves the schematic stuff to his coordinators. So
yeah.
really, people are pissed. I know Matt Canada is their offensive coordinator, and that's who everybody hates for the Steelers is their offensive coordinator.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So, all right, guys, let's jump into some of the main markets, and then we'll talk about a couple of the player props. So, I'm looking right now. Honestly, just because of that motivation factor, if I had kind of known about some of those playoff percentage chances for the Steelers, I wish I'd maybe caught their spread earlier. But at this point, I think that window's kind of gone. So, um,
It's been bet down to like almost a pick 'em.
yeah, it's pretty much, yeah, exactly like Matt saying. It's down to pick 'em almost right now. If you're looking at money lines, the best odds you're going to find is like on Bet Rivers or like Barstool. It's like plus 102 money line for the Steelers, minus 115 for the Ravens on the money line. Spread you're looking at the largest differential, plus 1.5 for Steelers at this point, minus 1.5
Yeah.
Ravens. Over under sitting anywhere from 35 to 35.5. If I had to take
Disgustingly low.
that's disgustingly low. That I'm not,
Disgustingly
yeah,
low.
that I'm not going to touch that. But I think because of that motivation factor, and because I I trust the QB on the Steelers more than I do, Huntley on the Ravens, who's shown me nothing, literally nothing.
Yeah.
I would just lean at this point. I think someone like me who's missed the window to get the spread, I'd probably just take the Steelers plus money at this point, and for a slight plus money at like Bet Rivers, Barstool plus
Yeah.
102, like I'll just take that. That's my personal lean, and I might throw just a small sprinkle on it. I'd say maybe $25 just to have some action on the game. So I'd probably lean Steelers barely. So.
Yeah, I agree with you. I actually, before we hopped on, I actually took the Steelers money line, but I got it at plus 108 on Wednesday.
Nice.
But that's not even available at plus 108 anymore. It's like you said, the best odds that's been bet down. So I'm with you. I like the Steelers on this one. I really, and like you said, not impressed with Huntley at all. He's been terrible. And the Ravens themselves, like since Lamar Jackson has gone down, really have not played inspiring football like at all. And the Steelers have won 5 of 7. I think not Huntley. Kenny Pickett, I think, is kind of getting his like legs under him. Like he's been playing a lot better recently. So I'm with you. I mean, it's a hated rivalry, and even if this game was meaningless for the Steelers, I think they would come out and just like. I mean, I think that this game matters a lot for the Ravens because they're in like the divisional battle with the Bengals, and the Bengals play the Bills tomorrow night, which is going to be an awesome game. So this game has like some meaning. I mean, more now for the Steelers that I like because, like you said, a bunch of stuff happened, but it's also pretty meaningful for the Ravens. I think the Steelers are just going to relish the opportunity to take it to their division rival.
Yeah. No, you're right, and that's the thing. I kind of started off our stream talking about the motivation for the Steelers, but
yeah,
that's absolutely right. There's a lot of seeding implications based off tonight too. So it's, like I said, even though on face value you're going to say this could be a brutally inept kind of offensive, back and forth, and low scoring game. I kind of like the fact that there's motivation on both sides because we've seen some of these matches, these games today where one team has motivation, the other doesn't. Some people have just been resting starters, and it just sucks. Like that's the only crappy part about the tail end of the season for the teams who are just kind of packing it in. It really detracts from the entertainment value. But at least we know tonight there's some motivation on both sides, even if one is for seeding and one is just for the slim outside shot of playoffs. But you have these two hard-nosed coaches, so I got to figure you're going to have the players fired up at the very least. So
I agree. Yeah, there's no Colts situation going on here who just like totally gave up on the season. Totally gave up.
All right, let's get into some player props. A couple that stood out to me. I'm not going to lie, man. It's hard for me to trust much of anything involving Huntley, minus maybe under. So for me, I'm just going with, relying on the fact that Pickett might sling a bunch of short passes if they get frustrated trying to run it, on the Ravens to some degree. That they're kind of juiced, but I still don't mind them. And for a couple reasons. So number one, Deontay Johnson receptions. If you look at his reception line right now, yes, it is juiced. I get it. But over 4.5 receptions, he has hit this at an 80% rate. So he has hit this 12 out of 15 times. So even though there's juice, okay, like I think the best you can get right now, it's like minus 145. I might dabble for a half. I'm going to probably dabble on that for half unit because if you're giving me 80% hit rate, and a game that has motivation, and he's been a go-to receiver, for Pickett. I'll dabble in it. I don't think it's the best value per se from an odds perspective, but when you look at the implied odds of like the actual hit rate and what the odds you're getting, that's what I mean by value. I'll take over 4.5 on Deontay. So that's one of the ones I'll take.
And I'm with you. He just gets peppered with targets. Like he just gets
the short passes, all those short passes.
He gets so many targets. I have a receiving one as well. It's Najee Harris receiving yards. He hasn't been as good of a receiver. I mean, not really. I think he's been fine talent-wise. I think he hasn't gotten as much action without Big Ben, who just like after 2.5 seconds just dumps it off to the running back. Pickett doesn't quite do that, but his receiving yardage total is at like 10.5 on PointsBet. Every other book I'm looking at it has 11 in it, has it at 11.5 and juices it towards the over. Like Pinnacle has the over at 11.5 and favors it towards the over, and that's a yard higher. So I like Najee Harris, he's been after a horrible start to the year. He's been
Yeah.
a lot. He's been a lot better recently. And like I said, he hasn't gotten a ton of work in the receiving game, but I think that it's just such a low total and the value's on it. So that's one of mine is Najee Harris over 10.5 receiving yards.
Gotcha. If it makes you feel better, the Ravens versus quote unquote, and again, I don't see him as kind of that prototypical receiving back,
Yeah.
but they're 21st versus receiving running back. So I guess it just kind of depends on if you think he's going to get used in a game, but there's the potential there to exploit that soft spot in terms of defensive DVOA versus position. So, just to support you. That's
it's a little bit of a dart throw, but
but you know what? Like you said, if there isn't the history isn't there, but it seems like from an analytics standpoint, there's an opportunity in a soft spot there. So.
Yeah, it's weird because he's such a good receiver, and he got so many targets and receptions and everything last year. But like I said, that was just with Big Ben, who just checked it down because he was scared to do anything, hold the ball for any period of time at all.
Yeah. Let me see. Any other props, other player props you got that you like?
No, I didn't have a lot in this game. I didn't want to. There's a lot of player props I just didn't want to touch.
Yeah. The other one reasons that I'm on the fence is Freiermuth. Receptions. It's set at over 3.5. The only reason is it's kind of been up and down for him in terms of target shares. But last week he saw this like big uptick in targets that I can't remember off the top of my head. Maybe he got 7 or 8 targets, I think, and he got a handful of receptions. So that's another one I'm going to look at right after we hop off a little bit more. But if any of you guys have any thoughts on Freiermuth, chime in here in the comments section. But that's the other one I was looking at. Now, I was looking through Boost, so let's talk about Boost before we try to build something here. I did see there was one on FanDuel. Do you see the same one? It's the J.K. Dobbins to have 40 rushing and Pickens to have 25.
Yep, I took that one.
I like the Pickens 25 component. I was going to ask you. I'm on the fence about the Dobbins 40. I mean, I think he got a good number on the Steelers, right? A couple of games back, when they played last.
He had that long run that like went viral on social media because he was like he looked like he was limping as he was running. I don't know if you saw this, but it was like his leg couldn't keep up. He's got some weird stuff going on with his knee, but they're running it a ton with him. And he's had like a decent amount of efficiency. It looks awful. It looks like his leg is like it's like a fake leg, like he has like a calisthenic or whatever put in. But he's getting a lot of work, and the Ravens love to run the ball, especially. I mean, they're not doing it as successfully without Jackson, but they're trying to establish it even more with him out.
Yeah, I think it's just because of the Huntley factor that they're just gonna. It's just that my only concern is that rotating, nonsense of is it going to be Gus Day? Is it going to be J.K. Dobbins Day? But you're right, 40 is not a high line, And I imagine they don't trust Huntley at all, that they're going to run it nonstop all game. So
exactly,
I'll take it. I just wanted to consult with you first, I need a consultant to give me some confidence. So I'll be on it. I'm gonna max that out. I'm just gonna go full $50 on that one. So
that's what I did as well. I maxed it out.
Okay, so we like the boost. So we like Steelers. And we like the boost. That's the commonalities we see here.
Yeah.
And some of the gotcha.
And I know that the total is so low. I do still think it goes under. Like I think the under 30, I think it's baiting you to take the over. It's one of those Vegas trap lines saying like, well, that's just too low. I'm gonna take the over. So I do like the under in this one. It's just so low.
Yeah, it is.
Which is scary.
It is low.
Yeah.
All right.
That's
okay. So I got $31 in free bets on FanDuel that I just want to waste tonight, Matt. So let's build something here, and let's build a little dart or something to make this game exciting for us. So all right, let's take a look and let's build. So chime in, people, as we're trying to build a little small SGP here. So all right. Any touchdown scores that stand out?
I was just gonna say the only one I like is Najee Harris.
Yeah, me too. This is the only one with any confidence, at least, right?
Yeah, I looked it up. He'd only scored once in the first 9 games, and then he scored 7 since, something like that, or 5 and 7. I forget the exact stats. I looked it up earlier. Yeah, he like I said, 1 touchdown in the first 9 games, and then on the season. Okay, so it's 5 since. So
nice.
And he scored
Nice.
in every game since that except for 2. And one of them was last week against the Raiders. So it kind of makes me feel like he's due.
Okay. All right. So let's add that. Like, I agree. I really, that's the only one I have like a really high level of confidence in, is that they're going to rely on him in the red zone. So,
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
all right. So let's do that. So Najee touchdown. Okay. Anyone else chime in as we're building this out? So
I mean, like, I don't love any of these people, but like, if I had to choose one for the Ravens, probably be Mark Andrews.
to score.
Yeah, if I had to choose one, I don't love it. He's been terrible recently. He's been awful.
Yeah.
But
He
like,
hasn't scored in what, 7 games straight, maybe? Right.
he's been really bad. But he was so good with Huntley last year that there's like I'm like holding on hope that they're going to try
I,
and figure
you know,
something out.
I could be wrong. But I think Huntley's only passing touchdowns ever like are
Or to
only
tight
to
ends,
Andrews. I think it's right. It's to Andrews, right?
and I think Likely has one.
Likely has one. All tight end touchdowns.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Okay. Well, I mean, dude, if even just those two, you're already at plus 766 for
I
just
know. It's just for those two.
for the two like obvious scores, right? So, um, I don't know. I mean, what do we? Should we? Let's see. God, if you risk either, I mean, if we just went even without other props, if we just went, if you, what happens if you add either Gus or JK? Let's see.
Oh, up to 3,000.
God,
If you add
oof.
JK, if you add Gus, it's up to 3,400.
Ooh. Do we do that and just call it a day, or do we look at other props? Just do Andrews, Harrison, other, and risk just playing other non TD props.
Yeah, I was gonna say I feel like with the total this low, there might only be 3 touchdowns scored, and we're
Yeah,
basically
you're right. You're
you know what
right.
I mean.
Yeah,
So I think
you're right. You're right. You're
I say
right.
we definitely don't add a third one, and I say maybe even just keep it with only Harris. If we find something else we like I don't hate the Pickens angle if we want to take like Deontay Johnson if we want to take like a lower
Yeah.
um
Let's see.
like a lower alt total for Deontay Johnson.
Let's see. Let's see.
40 plus.
Yeah, 40. I'll take 40. I think that's not bad. That's not bad. So 40. Let's do 40 on Deontay. Fryermuth yards, maybe
Let's see. Yeah, if we do like
25.
25, yeah.
Okay,
I think
we're up
that's
to
up to like 1,700. Or are you adding Andrews or not?
no. Well, I'm just seeing what happens without
Uh,
him. So Najee touchdown, Deontay Johnson 40 yards, Fryermuth 25
plus 400.
plus 400. If we do, since we need JK in the boost thing, what if we
What
put
do we
like
go?
Gus
We go
Edwards
Gus.
yards? If you add Gus 40, you're up to plus 700 something.
Let's see, 40 plus. Yeah, I like that. That was basically what we had of that when it was just Najee Harris and Mark Andrews.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I don't hate that.
That's not bad. I mean, 4 legs plus 773.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Only one of them's a touchdown.
It's
Not
just
terrible.
all lower totals. Yeah, I like that.
All right, I'll do that. I'll throw
There's 25 on
25
it.
of my free bet on there. There we go.
$25.87 to win 200.
There you go.
That's what I did.
All right. Okay. All right. Let's
If we want to get a little silly, I don't hate Isaiah Likely to score at plus 1,100.
okay. Okay. All right. So Likely
That's just so juicy.
plus 1,100.
Just straight up.
Straight up. Okay.
Maybe like a defensive touchdown. Steelers or Ravens to score a touchdown. Don't hate it. Not necessarily in a parlay. I'm just thinking like long shot, single touchdown props.
Isaiah Likely. And there's no injury issues with him, right?
Not that I'm aware
I
of.
don't think so. God, that's a lot. Plus 1,100 for him? Wow.
Yeah. And he's good. Like, he's good when, he doesn't play a lot, obviously, because Andrews has been out, but
Yeah.
like he scored 2 weeks in a row earlier in the year when Andrews was out, but then like 3 targets, 4 targets, 3 targets. Last week
Yeah.
he only had 2.
Yeah, Andrew's getting the bulk of the red zone target share, so that's the
Yeah,
problem.
yeah. Maybe we just do Andrews straight up and not.
Let's see. Okay. If you do, let's see, Andrews, Pickens. I'll do Andrews, Pickens, Deontay Johnson. I have $6 left in free bets. I'm just gonna do that. Plus 7,814.
Yeah, and a free bet, I think that, and a free bet that's fine because you're playing with house money. It's literally a lottery ticket.
I'm gonna do Andrews, Pickens, Deontay Johnson plus 7,814, $6 to win 468. There we go.
There you go. I like it.
There we go. D-Gen time, guys. Okay.
You got to save the end for D-Gen time.
All right. Okay. Any final thoughts, Matt?
No, I'm on Steelers money line. I might still take the under. I haven't decided yet. I'm still waffling on that, but I'm on Steelers money line. And then I'm on Najee Harris as my only anytime touchdown scorer play.
As a straight up play. Cool.
Straight up play. Yeah.
Yeah. Let me see. Last thing here, we got Polo or Pollo. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it.
Pollo.
Thoughts on tickets?
It's chicken in Spanish.
Yeah, chicken, pollo. Let me see. For whatever it's worth, depending on if you believe in, Sean Corner's projections, he's projecting Pickett at 191.5, and all the other Fantasy Lab models are averaging him around 195. So it looks like at least Fantasy Labs and their projections, they like his over. For whatever that's worth, Pollo.
That's really low. 183, I think, is a good over. Every other, like if you look at the actual sports books, they have it at like 195, 199, 192, 194.
Yeah.
And some of them like juice it towards the over. So I think that's a good play at 183.5.
Yeah, wherever you're seeing 183, if it was that low, I'd take it. I'm not seeing that anywhere. So.
I think it's a DF. I think it's Prize Picks. It's a DFS one.
Oh, Prize Pick. Gotcha. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for joining in. Happy New Year's to everybody.
Happy New Year.
Yeah, and then good luck. Hopefully it's not a stinker and it's not a clunker like that Green Bay game versus the Vikings, which I thought was going to be the best game of the day, and it turned out to be one of the worst games of the day.
Oh, that was awful. What frauds? The Vikings, what frauds?
Frauds, man. Frauds. Yeah. So good luck, guys. And we're going to try to do another one tomorrow night, right? For the Monday night game?
Great. Yeah, we got a great game. Great game tomorrow.
Sounds good, guys. Good luck on all your bets. Follow OddsJam's YouTube channel. Follow OddsJam on Twitter. Follow us on our Twitter handles, Jedi Modi, Parlay Doc. Good luck tonight, guys.
See you guys.